Join the new normal of digital world. Let radio and television be at your fingertips. Get news and current events, entertainment, sports, kiddies programs, and more at your beck and call on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Then you are a global citizen. Al-IyamoyeTV and radio. Voice of the voiceless.
Nani.
Your Saturdays just got better. 7 hours of live streaming of football games.
Messi. Immens Messi.
Featuring Premier League, La Liga, Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and other league games in Europe. All you need to do is watch and listen to us on live football every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv Radio. What a great way!
Right, good morning to our viewers and listeners out there. This is Sportville, where you're listening to the world, which will introduce the latest news and sports from Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I am IBRAHIM, ONIGBINDE. Today we'll be giving you an update on what happened throughout the last weekend. That was yesterday on Saturday. Even not today, some news came out which will give you an update on that. But starting from today, I will just pick it up from Saudi Arabia. A news come up of that which is Saudi Arabia 2034 World Cup, a done deal. After FIFA decide to give 2030 edition of 6 nations across the separate continents, sources reveal the 2034 World Cup is all but confirmed for Saudi Arabia to host FIFA. FIFA announced last week 3 nations would host an opening game in 2030. The nation arguably most upset by this development in Australia because FIFA also announced the 2034 World Cup would be open to bidders from only Asia and Oceania. And just as they have announced and this Saudi Arabia confirmed they will bid for 2034, what a coincidence. FIFA President Gianni Infantino is close to Saudi's ruler Mohammed bin Salman, and no doubt looking forward to gazillions of dollars of Saudi money pouring into FIFA's coffee in sponsorship deal in coming years. This is what happened in Saudi Arabia. They were also in contention of the 2034 World Cup. FIFA said it's a done deal. Could that be so? Are you expecting that as well from Saudi Arabia? That's the news that comes from Saudi Arabia hosting the FIFA World Cup for 2034. They're still on that. It was just being told that it's a done deal, but we never can tell. 2034 is still coming over. We are still in 2023, so still coming 2024, 2025. A lot can still happen before then. But when it's been announced, nothing of such again. So Saudi Arabia will be the one to host the 2034 FIFA World Cup coming up then. Away from that, let me just speak a news from Barcelona. Yesterday Barcelona were opportune. They came from a comeback. Even though almost a victory once it comes to them. But unfortunately, it later ends up in a draw match with Barcelona. Yamal becomes youngest ever La-Liga scorer. Barcelona star Lamine Yamal become La-Liga youngest ever goal scorer when he struck against Granada on Sunday. That was yesterday. The Spanish winger scored at 16 years and 87 days old. Taking the record from Malaga's Fabrice Olinga, who scored at 16 years and 98 days in 2022. He became the Barcelona's youngest debutant at 15 years and 290 days old against Real Betis in April last season. Last month, he also became Spain's youngest ever player and a goal scorer as La-Liga thrashed Georgia 7-1 in Euro 2024 qualifier. That's about Lamine Yamal, which is the youngest ever La-Liga goal scorer. Presently, he's made a goal scored yesterday for Barcelona, with Barcelona later head up in a 2-2 draw. We're still coming on that to give you some match result that came up yesterday, which some did not know about. We'll give you the update on that. Now to America. Lionel Messi could make a sensational return to Barcelona on loan in January after Inter Miami lost to Cincinnati confirmed they cannot make the MLS playoffs. Inter Miami have failed to make the MLS playoff after losing 1-0 to Cincinnati. It has opened up a possible return to Barcelona on loan for Lionel Messi. David Beckham and Thierry made similar moves while playing in the MLS. A first season in America has brought 11 goals in 13 games, although he did perform far better in League Cup compared to other competition. Thierry Henry returned to Arsenal on loan while playing for New York Red Bull and scored a famous last-minute winner against Sunderland. David Beckham did the same, joining AC Milan on loan from La-Liga in 2009 and 2010. That's from American News, which said Lionel Messi could make a sensational move. It's not confirmed yet, which is talking about it because of the loss they make against Cincinnati. They were unable to make the MLS playoffs. So it could be possible for Messi to move back to Barcelona on loan. But actually, Messi was talking about moving if he wants to retire. He's going back to retire as Argentine club. He's going back to maybe Boca Junior or thereabout to retire from his playing football. But presently, because of what is happening at Inter Miami, probably he could end up by January going on loan to Barcelona. A news came up yesterday. The manager came up against Arsenal against Man City revealed set pigeons at center of Kyle Walker's furious bus stop work for Pep Guardiola as Manchester City before Mikel Arteta persuaded him to Arsenal as replace show and shake snub led to mass confrontation. That caused a chaos yesterday between Kyle Walker. A lot happened yesterday if you were able to watch the match. An apparent handshake snub involving Kyle Walker and former Manchester City coach sparked to the dramatic tunnel bus stop, which followed Arsenal's late win at the Emirates on Sunday. The Sky Sport video footage, if you watch Sky Sport yesterday, you see the footage. We talk about the defender Walker and teammate Erling Haaland walking off the field after Gabriel Martinelli's 86-minute goal inflicted their second successive league loss. That's for Manchester City. Nicolas Jovial, the Arsenal set-piece coach who worked in the same role as Pep Guardiola at City between 2019 and 2021, is seen offering an handshake to Walker, but is dismissed. That was what caused what happened between the two, between Kyle Walker and Jovial. If Jovial was trying to handshake with Kyle Walker, unfortunately, Kyle Walker did not receive the handshake. He was like, oh, what is happening? Are you making a jest of us because we lost to Arsenal? Or what is going on? So a lot of chaos happened yesterday, which we are unable to see. People were like, after watching the match, we left the pitch. Like, nobody wants to stay again to watch anything anymore. But fortunately, that happened between Kyle Walker and Jovial. Now, moving away from that, let me just give you a quick news about Sevilla. Breaking news that came up yesterday. Sevilla has fired head coach Jose Luis Mendibla. It's over. Decision made with immediate effect for Sevilla. Already looking for a new coach. Who could be the next coach for Sevilla? Presently, Sevilla is no more with a coach. So who is going to be the next manager for Sevilla? We were looking up to that because a lot happened between that. Because Sevilla, if you look at what Sevilla, but this season, Sevilla has not been that good, which everybody knows, like, oh, Sevilla off. Just something, a lot has been happening to Sevilla these days, which we don't even believe it could be happening to them. You know, what happened to Sevilla was just like, we were like, oh, could this be happening? So a lot of that is happening to Sevilla this season, which everybody knows, like Sevilla playing against Barcelona is a very tough match for them. Playing against Real Madrid is a very tough match for them. But unfortunately, Sevilla has not just been at their best peak this season. Has not been at their best peak this season, which we all were looking up to, like, what is going on. So unfortunately yesterday, the manager was sacked for them to come back in a good way. So we are expecting that to come up, if probably to see the best of Sevilla in the next match, probably if they could have another new manager before the next match. You know, presently this week, we're on international break. Before going back to the club side, could see what will happen again. Now to Arsenal news, I will never say is Arsenal will not win the Premier League without their centre-back and Declan Rice. As Michael Richard says, the Gunners would have been happy with a draw in historical 1-0 win against City. They will not win the league if they don't have the two centre-back and Rice. Never was impressed by the performance of Gabriel and William Saliba. That is Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, as well as midfielder Declan Rice, though admitted that he was worried about David Raya's nervous start to the Gunners City clash. He's averted a little bit of a crisis there that could have been a real problem. That was when the match was started against Arsenal against Manchester City yesterday. If they are well, like, he made some little mistake, like 2 or 3 times, which when he was passing, he made some mistake which wants to cause Arsenal a damage yesterday. How do you mean that has been a goal yesterday? Arsenal maybe could have not won the match against Manchester City yesterday, because David Raya needs to be talked to by Mikel Arteta, needs to sit him down. You need to, if you want to make a pass, you need to make a decision once. Because that yesterday match, if you were able to watch the match, you will see that Manchester City and Arsenal, the match was a very tough match between the two sides. It ended in a win from Arsenal ahead of Manchester City, which everybody, every Manchester City player were like, oh, because it has been a long time since 2000, if I could remember, since 2000 and I think 2012 or 2011, which Arsenal has won against Manchester City last. Mikel Arteta has won against Pep Guardiola last. This is the battle between the boss, and his then Mikel Arteta was his vice then, training under Pep Guardiola. But presently now the two bosses, the fight between the two since 2011 back then. But Arsenal were now like, oh, we are back to the race. Let me ask this question. Winning for Arsenal yesterday against Manchester City, could this be the start of Arsenal? Do you think Arsenal is going to win the league this season? This is a 3 consecutive loss for Manchester City. 3 consecutive loss for Manchester City. That has not been happening. This has happened far back. It's been long that this happened to Manchester City. They lost against Newcastle 1-0. They lost against Wolves 2-1. Now to Arsenal 1-0. They were like, oh, this could happen to Manchester City. It has been long before we've seen this. Unfortunately, this come back to Manchester City. It's now becoming a big problem to Guardiola. Now the question is, could it be those that had an injury in Manchester City team that is causing them this, like likes of Kevin De Bruyne? In absence of that, in absence of Kevin De Bruyne causing Manchester City this. And looking at Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland has played 6 matches now without a goal scored for Manchester City. Is this the end of Erling Haaland? Or could we say because Kevin De Bruyne was not a Manchester City team, that was why Man City is losing, or that was why Erling Haaland is not scoring? And the absence of Rodri also in the team, could this be the problem for Manchester City? Or could this be what is happening to Man City presently, that Man City is not having a goal scored, or Erling Haaland is not having a goal scored? Look at the match that came yesterday. William Saliba took old Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland was nowhere to be found yesterday. He was just running enter and skater from the team yesterday. You know, let me just bring up the news before going on a commercial break to Arsenal, which says Arteta, David Raya was excellent. I love players with big courage. And David certainly has that. He can misplace 1 or 2 passes. I demand him to stop. the ball when it needs to. Get clarity and also get understanding to provoke the opponent. He did its best way. Look at what Arteta said about David Raya. He said, I stopped. He said, I love player with big courage. He was talking about David Raya actually, and he told him, I demanded him to stop the ball when he needs to. You understand that? So David Raya, which he knows, that was why Arsenal got him. He plays with his leg, with his foot. He's a kind of keeper that plays with his foot. Someone like Andre Onana of Manchester. But this passing of a team caused them to lose against Lens. That was in the Champions League. Also affected them. Look at match against yesterday against Manchester City as well. Caused them that. So Mikel Arteta should just look into that so that it won't cause them a lot of damages this season. For them not to have the for them not to have the Premier League this season. And if I could remember what Gary Neville said, if Arsenal want to win the league, they should hold on. They should be able to get to what they want this season. Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and Declan Rice, they should hold on to them to not have an injury. If they should, it may be a problem to them. Look at the absence of Bukayo Saka yesterday. Should we say Arsenal is perfect without Bukayo Saka? Should we say Arsenal is a good team, better team without Bukayo Saka? Are they the better team? We will tell you more of that when we come back from the commercial break. Do stay with us and enjoy the rest of the news coming up to you.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbàmú ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zion. House of Zion, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zion, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zion lẹ́ ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zion wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zion 08165688618. House of Zion, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Welcome back from that little commercial break, and this is still Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Let me just read a news come up to me from the comments that came from our Facebook there, which say from Showale Mashudalaitan, which says, well done, Mr. Ibrahim. Walker and Alan were just angry because of the lose. You know, actually, Alan was not the point of the talk. It was Skywalker. Alan was trying to pull, was trying to drag Walker. Let's just go inside. Let's move. You know, because of it's painful. Normally, it's painful to Manchester City. Since 2011, they've not lost to Arsenal. So yesterday, everybody's belief was that Manchester City would defeat Arsenal. Unfortunately, reverse is the case. Arsenal defeats Manchester at 86th minute. A goal from Gabriel Martinelli. You can see the cross pass from Thomas Partey. Those sub from Thomas Partey to Tomiyasu to Kai Havertz. Havertz made an assist to Gabriel Martinelli and made a goal scoring. It was a fantastic goal yesterday because it's just a deflection from Nathaniel Ake. We made a deflection and made the goal to be scored, which it made to a loss to Pep Guardiola's side, Manchester City side. It's because they lost. Actually, that was why Kyle Walker was angry at that. And also, if Messi joined Barcelona in January, it will affect the growth of some other young guys on the team for the AC Milan. Yes, he's right, because if Lionel Messi should just move back into Barcelona team, joining them on loan in January, to be a problem to Barcelona team. Number one, the young lads, the likes of Lamine Yamal, the likes of Ferran Torres, the likes of the little players, because let's say Gavi maybe in the team because he's the midfielder, but Lamine Yamal will not be able to play. Rafinha probably will sit on the bench when Lionel Messi comes back to the team. Back into the team, it will affect the team actually. It will affect Barcelona entirely. It will affect the young lads, which we have been seeing. Look at what Lamine Yamal did yesterday. Unfortunately, if Messi was there, probably he may not do that. That could not happen to Lamine Yamal because Messi will be the one to play in the team. So Lamine Yamal will be benched, coming from the bench. So it's probably could not happen. So I believe if they were to look into that, Messi should just be at MLS there, or you go back to the 19 to our own observation there. And also, a comment came in with Arsenal needs all the players fit to win the league if Rice and Saliba are important. Saka, Odegaard, and Partey are next to importance. Saka is very important to Arsenal. Yes, but this has to come because I had a news today. I had a news this morning which says William Saliba was dropped from international break. What could happen to him? Could that be an injury to him? I can say for now because presently he's not going on. He was old back. So we can't say for now, maybe it's an injury or not. All Arsenal players cannot be fit for the whole of the season. You will have to, because fatigue will tell. Now they went on international break. Coming back from international break, what could happen? No one could say what could happen to the players. Bukayo Saka comes back after the international break. Probably he will be fit to join the team back. Because as we say, they have every player has to be fit, and every player cannot be fit. Some will have to leave. But what I have to just say about this is because the first 11 should be fit. Even if those that are on bench, if first 11 cannot, those that are on bench should be able to replicate what they are doing on the pitch. Look at when Trossard was substituted yesterday. Martinelli was brought in. What we thought Trossard could did yesterday, he did not do what we expected of him. Martinelli came in and proved himself. And Martinelli came from an injury and he proved himself like, I'm what more than you expect. Look at what he did when Kyle Walker was there. He was even dribbling. But Trossard did not do anything for her. For Arsenal team yesterday at first half, at the half of the season, half of the match. So eventually that came up yesterday. So Bukayo Saka is very important to Arsenal. Yes, it's very important. But when you have an injury, that is when we'll know if he is very important or he's not. Look at Chelsea team presently now. We talk about Chelsea, we have to talk about Chelsea team. Look at Christopher Nkunku, was a very vital player, a very important player when he was that preseason. He hasn't started a match for Chelsea this season, and Chelsea now, presently, they has won just 3 matches consecutively, not in Premier League and also in Carabao Cup. They won against Brighton, they won against Burnley, and the last match, they won against Fulham as well. So they won 3 matches straight. Let's look at the next match coming for Chelsea night against Arsenal. Let's not link you to that. Is Chelsea are the best team? Because Chelsea fans out there are glamoring like Chelsea are back, Chelsea is back. Is that the truth? Is that the truth to say for Chelsea are back? We will see that against Arsenal when it comes up and next after international break. A news come up with it 100% safe. AC Milan have included Oliver Giroud in their goalkeeper list on their website. AC Milan have included Oliver Giroud in the goalkeeper list after the match that came up that weekend. The Milan club number 1, Mike Maignan, picked up a late red card during the San Siro clash for a foul on Caleb Ekuben. In stoppage time after the club have used up all its substitution, Stefano Pioli then tapped the World Cup winner to pull on the gloves, donning mark the distinctive green shirt. The visitor trading against Temma Milan with Albert Gudmondson free kick nicking the ball, but it was the road quick thinking that saw the former Chelsea star block Genoa's final run at an equalizer. If you watch the match, you actually know what happened in the match, because Oliver Giroud made a beautiful save. He was a player which everybody knows, but presently now he is added to AC Milan goalkeeper list on the website. It's just for funny for Oliver Giroud to make that happen against Genoa. That was like the weekend that came up yesterday. Actually, let me just give you, before I round it up on this Sportville, let me give you the news of the matches that came up yesterday. From the American side, Inter Miami lost against Cincinnati 0-1. Cincinnati won by 1-0. And also in Ligue 1, Olympique Marseille won 3-0 against Le Havre, which Sangate, Aubameyang and Sarr make the goal scoring for Olympique Marseille. Villarreal against Las Palmas. Villarreal lost to Las Palmas 1-2. Brighton against Liverpool. They end up in 2-2, which Simeon Adingra and Donk made the goal scoring for Brighton. And to Liverpool, Mohamed Salah made a brace yesterday. He scored the 2 goals for Liverpool. West Ham against Newcastle United. West Ham against Newcastle, they played also 2-2 with Solskjaer and Mohamed Kudus made a goal scoring for West Ham. Alexander Isak made a brace yesterday. 2 goals for Newcastle yesterday. Wolves against Aston Villa, they played 1-1, which Chan made the goal for Wolves, and Pau Torres made a goal scoring for Aston Villa, which Lamine made a red card for Wolves yesterday, for Wolves, which the match later end up in 1-1. And also in League 1, Montpellier against a match was suspended yesterday due to some issues between the two sides. Now League 1, Lyon against Lorient. Lyon they played a 3-3 draw. A 3-3 draw yesterday. Lazio against Atalanta. Lazio won 3-2 against Atalanta. Bayern Leverkusen made a goal scoring, leading by 3-0 against Cologne. Hoffenheim, Jeremy Frimpong, and Victor Boniface of Nigeria. A Nigeria player also made the goal scoring for Bayern Leverkusen. The Nigerian attackers of some major club side were performing perfectly well. In the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, the likes of Boniface, Terra Murphy, they were performing perfectly well. Tamawodi is injured now, and Olaino, they will not be included in the Nigeria team to face Saudi Arabia. It was replaced by Boniface, it was replaced by Terra Murphy. They were playing perfectly well. These attackers were playing perfectly well for their club side, which everybody was like, oh, this is Nigeria attackers now. They are proving themselves. Atletico again with Sociedad. Atletico won 2-1, with Samelino and Antonio Griezmann made a goal scoring for Atletico. And now to Lens against Lille, that is League 1, 1-1. Match was played between the two sides. Arsenal against Manchester City, 1-0, 1-0. Martinelli giving Arsenal the lead, 1-0. Bayern Munich against Freiburg, 3-0. 3-0, which Coleman made a brace yesterday as well. A 2-goal scoring from Coleman, and Sane made the 3rd goal for Bayern Munich. And one Cagliari against Roma. They played 4-1 in favor of Roma, which Aurel, Lukaku, Belotti, and Lukaku made a brace yesterday. Belotti made a goal scoring as well, and Aurel made a goal scoring. Before the match, Roma has said it. They only give Jose Mourinho the match. If he lost the match, he will be sacked. Yesterday, unfortunately, he won the match for Roma yesterday. Celta Vigo against Getafe, they played 2-2. Alaves against Real Betis played 1-1. Frankfurt also plays 2-0 against FC Eindhoven. Rennes against Paris Saint-Germain, 1-3. Paris Saint-Germain won by 3-1. Vitinha, Hakimi, and Kolo Muani made a goal scoring for Paris Saint-Germain. Napoli against Fiorentina. Napoli was defeated by Fiorentina by 1-3. Osimhen made the goal scoring for Napoli yesterday. And Granada against Barcelona. The match was so superb. Brian Zaragoza made a goal scoring for Granada. A fantastic goal scoring from Brian Zaragoza, which Lamine Yamal and Roberto made a goal scoring for Barcelona. A beautiful comeback from Barcelona there. They come back from 2-0 down and later end up in 2-2 draw. That was the match that came up yesterday, which everybody know what it was. So they were on the international break as it is now. We will give you a latest update on what is coming up for the even international break as well. You will have the news with you, which give you updates on that. This is Al-IyamoyeTv, and we always give you the best, as you've known. And after this, a lot of programs are still coming up. Do stay with us. We are still going to the Fresh Light is still coming up. A Yoruba version of the news, Iroyin Ojun, so is also coming up to you. Do stay with us, and always like our programs and share our programs. On every program you were able to watch, do help and like and share the program. And I remain IBRAHIM. ONIGBINDE, we say a good bye.
Featuring Premier League, La-Liga, Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and all the league games in Europe. All you need to do is watch and listen to us online.